Alright guys, welcome back. Unfortunately today is going to go a little bit different than what I expected. It's been extremely cold here, so I've kind of lost a little bit of motivation, but I've cut a sample piece of this exhaust material I'm going to be using. It's extremely thick, which is going to make it heavy, but it's going to benefit me since I don't do very good at welding. My welder will be able to penetrate this, and instead of melting the 16 gauge, this 1/8 inch will be just fine. But it's going to be pretty heavy. Like I said, I don't think we can do this today because I don't know where I want this to end. I need to figure out how much of the seats I'm going to have, where I'm going to have a tail light, where I want the exhaust to actually end. So we need to do some work with this before we can do this. And I talked a little bit about last time about here's the difference between having it stop down here or having an extra couple of feet and having it end up here. But we can't start the bike right now anyway. So I think before we do this, we're going to have to work on the front and get some of the stuff up there done so we can hook all the stuff back up, figure out where we're going to put the battery, some other stuff, and then we can work on this fun bit of exhaust. This will be fun. I'm really looking forward to this because I want to hear this thing run without having that H-box in there. It was kind of growly before, but I bet you it's just going to be really mean. And what I kind of hope, I have this idea for this to kind of make it look mean. Hopefully we're going to get there. But it is pretty stout. I can put all my weight on it. So that looks good. Can sit on it, which I think that's where I don't know where I want the seat to be. I think this feels really good. Let's see, I'm near the end here, so I'm not sure how I want to end the end and put on the bike. Anyway, it's enough of that. So, what I think we're going to do today is a pretty lazy day, and I'm just going to show some of the stuff that I have. We've got some new levers, we've got the lights, and just kind of, even though unboxings don't fare very well with me, I don't really care to watch that kind of stuff, but maybe just something like that, just a little bit of filler, and to be my excuse for why I am not prepared for this Wednesday. But anyway guys, here we go. Alright, so got my little box of goodies. Let's take a look and see what we got inside. Alright, so I do have a couple of surprises in here that I don't want to quite share until we kind of get to that point when we're doing it, because I think it's going to be quite nice. But some boring stuff. Got some new gauges, switches. I think that would be pretty nice. The ones that we had, the ones that were on the bike were obviously original, and it had been ridden, so nothing you can see. They're all kind of gummy. But I think this is going to be pretty cool, and this is going to test my electrical skills. I'm pretty sure of that. Oops, I guess this one goes this way. So I think these are pretty cool. All the stuff I got on Amazon. Sometimes my luck on Amazon isn't the best, but I guess I'll just leave this stuff out because we are going to need to work on that rather soon, I think. The handlebars, those are different. I think those have been seen already. Got a new grips. So we got, this is a requirement on this bike. It's a push and pull system. So this will go in there and the throttle will show work. It's pretty nice. This is where these bits come in are screws that are on the ends of that. So this is a casting, aluminum casting that will fit underneath there, so then the throttle can come in and do its business. That's the side. Oh, now this, I'm struggling with this because I'm not sure where I want to put the battery. I know a lot of people build a box and they put it where that H box was. And if we do that, that's going to require a lot of work with this. And this, you know, trying to reroute some of this grounding to get to the battery, which maybe that's what we do on this bike. Test, really push the limits of my electrical skill. But nonetheless, if we do go that route, I've got some AirPods, and this is the first kind of hint towards the color scheme of the bike. So I really like this wine color of this filter. When I found this, and it came in this black, not silver clamp, I really thought this was pretty cool. So that should fit up in there really nicely. And I'm worried that if we put the battery here, do some stuff, that's why, remember when I said I didn't really want this here, I wanted this to be as exposed as we can? That was the idea here, is to be able to see this. That's one on this bike, since it's with a GL, that's another one of the differences that is with the CX. The CX has got this tubular frame that's a center that comes down the middle. You know, obviously where we have this monoshock here, the CX comes down the tank line and comes in here, and then the carbs are kind of separated by that. So when you do this type of setup, then you kind of remove and get rid of the triangle, you can see the carbs and the AirPods very well because they're on either side of that tube that comes down. In this case, they're not. They're still stuck kind of under the tank. So I think we're going to give it a go. Should look pretty good. So we've got those. I really like these. I use these on the GS. These little indicator turn signal lights. Where I'm going to use these isn't in the exact same spot as what we did before, but we'll see where these go. I really like those. They're little LED turn signal lights. Since we're changing the lights to LED, we had to get an LED relay flasher, light flasher. So that's really boring. I don't know of any tips, I guess, onto what to look for when you buy this, but mine was a 2-prong, and then that's what I got here. It's also just a 2-prong. So I don't know if there's a difference. On the GS, it was a 3-prong, which maybe that is different, but nonetheless, maybe it wasn't. Now that I say that, I don't think it was. What? Not actually even sure what this is. Let's take a look. Oh, I do know what this is now. These are the mirrors. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, mirrors, that's stupid. These will work really well with the levers I got. See, they're still gonna be mounted up here instead of doing the bar end mirrors. I know a lot of people do. The handlebars I got this time are extremely thick on the end. So a bar end mirror probably wouldn't work unless you drill it back out to push it in. I mean, it's literally probably a 1/4 inch thick. I doubt it's that thick the entire way, but maybe here, I don't know how long it is, but nonetheless, this I think will work really well with the look of the bike I got, and they're still just low profile mirrors, and they'll mount really nicely into the new levers cluster that I have. Put that up there. Oh, making a mess. This is what we need to try to work on relatively soon, I think, because if you're like me, you just are dying to be able to hear what this exhaust is going to sound like. So this is what I got for the rear tail light, incorporated with the license plates, and where and how far back we stick that is going to really determine where we stop with the exhaust. So that's going to look pretty good. Another reason why I needed to have this extra room here, so that we could have this and still have travel the tire and not bang into that. So we've got that. Got the grips. I went with really cheap. These are only $7. They look like Bitwell ones, where they've got that diamond imprint. These are probably rubber or fake rubber. They don't stink. They have a really good feel, and I think that's going to look really good. You know, probably can't get that on there now, but went with black. So that'll be pretty good. Another thing to look out for, I guess, when you're buying these is, since I needed to have this push and pull throttle, you need to get the grips that will allow for that. So this one will go on that side. This one will go on this side, because this too has to slide inside it. So that when you put it on there, obviously then it can spin. Everyone probably already knows that, but in case you're watching this and you're very, very new like I am, don't mess up and get grips that are the same. Did that. Alright, this is the last thing in my goodies that I'm going to show. What I'm not showing is what we're going to do in the front with the headlight. And I'll just give you a hint, there's going to be more than one. But I got this kit. This came as a kit. I think these are, people see these often, the brake reservoir. That'll sit up there. That's going to look nice with the adjustable brake lever. And then it came with the corresponding clutch lever. Also same style with the adjustable. I think that's going to look really nice. And the levers themselves are actually quite short, which I think will fit my hand rather nicely. And then, like I've mentioned a couple of times, I'm kind of building this bike in mind for my sister. I mean, she has no obligation to buy it, but it, you know, it'd be nice to have little short throws for her as well. Yeah, that's, at the moment, is my box of goodies that I've got. And the only thing that I'm missing, obviously we need to do something with that the front brake. I don't know if they're just sticky or if they need pads. We'll get to that point when I take them apart. And I figured out where this water's coming from, where it's leaking. So I need to get some new gaskets for that. Otherwise, I think I pretty much have everything I need. Oh, exhaust strap. I don't have that, but what do you got? We got the leftovers of what we had on the GS. So we're going to go with the titanium exhaust wrap color. So that'll look, I think that'll look really nice. I like that color much better than doing black or gray. And we've seen this already, but the exhaust. It's going to bolt out since we've got the camera shot there at the rear. This is kind of what I'm thinking I want it to look like. Sitting in there just like that, or just on the out. So that I have to decide. If we have it come up like this, if we have it go right down the middle, which then my concern is the wheel, how much travel that's going to have, or the last option is something like this where we match the cutoff with the frame. That's my least favorite, but this is probably what we'll end up doing, just so we maximize that clearance. But this was really what I was hoping for. Anyway, we'll see what happens. So, I do apologize for this lackadaisical video this week. If you'd like to see you guys, hit that subscribe button, send me a comment, give me a like, whatever you feel like doing. I do appreciate you guys watching, and there will be something more constructive next week. So until then, have a good week, guys. We'll see you back next Wednesday. Talk to you soon. to say.